Vietnam, the monument. Vietnam War Monument, Julie Rotblat Amrani, sculptor. Symbol number 1, honor and patriotism are feelings evoked by the 10-foot-high granite map of Vietnam. Repetitive images bring memories of deployment and involvement with local Vietnamese, of jungle, rice paddy, and watery marsh, and the reality of war, death, and prayer. Overall is the official remembrance of prisoners of war missing in action. You are not forgotten. Our captured boys endured brutal captivity, torture, and often solitary confinement for years at prison sites within Hanoi. As swarms of incoming helicopters approach, 2 young soldiers, American and South Vietnamese, gaze upward to the flag. Symbol number 2, homage to the Huey, the workhorse and symbol of the Vietnam War. Transporting troops, supplies, and evacuating wounded, the UH-1 was also assault ship or attack gunship. Moving as forward scouts like 19th century horse cavalry, air cavalry was helicopter-borne. Symbol number 3, a tripod with 3 M16s sprouting daisies. The M16 was standard issue in Vietnam, and the daisies reflect simple hope for peace. Symbol number 4, an Army nurse comforts and administers aid to a wounded Marine. Sculpted and entwined in banana leaves, they become part of dense landscape. Hidden in leaves, 2 medics or hospital corpsmen give field aid. As an evacuation helicopter takes off, the Navy hospital ship Repose beacons in the distance. Symbol number 5, the set for the monument is the ruin of a temple. Its 3 doors, rich in meaning from Buddhism's 3,000-year history in Vietnam. The general destruction of the site exudes the reality of war. Vietnam, the war sign. The Vietnam War, 1959 to 1975. Let every nation know that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, to assure the survival of liberty. President John F. Kennedy, inaugural address, January 1961. We Americans went the gamut to uphold freedom in the Republic of Vietnam. Drawn in slowly after the French Indochina War, the U.S. was guided by the domino theory. Lacking clear understanding of Vietnam's internal politics, reality seemed hidden under a forest canopy and tangled as paths of the Ho Chi Minh Trail. From 1957 to 1965, American military advisors assisted regular South Vietnamese ARVN against communist South Vietnamese rebels, Viet Cong. Pacification, the objective we fought limited guerrilla war of counterinsurgency. The report attack, August 2, 1964, on destroyer Maddox, the Gulf of Tonkin resolution enabled President Lyndon B. Johnson to take all necessary measures, repel attacks, and prevent aggression. Sensitive to Chinese-Russian retaliation, Rolling Thunder bombed North Vietnam, graduating but never using technical superiority. Linebacker targeted Hanoi only near the end of the war. Under General William Westmoreland, U.S. Army and Marines defeated NVA and VC in engaged battles, but the pajama-clad enemy retreated in tunnels and sanctuaries. At the Lunar New Year, January 30th, 1968, VC and NVA mounted fierce surprise attacks in Saigon, Hue, and other cities. The Tet Offensive shocked Americans. We had stepped on a long snake whose writhing was not pacified. We are Vietnamizing the search for peace, President Richard M. Nixon addressed the nation November 3, 1969. Searching peace with honor, U.S. troops gradually were withdrawn, and South Vietnam was to assume responsibility. But the war escalated in Cambodia and Laos. Paris Peace Accords, January 1973, provided ceasefire, an international force. South Vietnamese would determine own future. But fighting continued. We Americans watched television, April 30th, 1975, U.S. helicopters evacuating last Americans from embassy roof in Saigon. The Republic of Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia fell to communists. Soldier sign, Vietnam. Vietnam War Monument, Julie Rotblat Amrani, sculptor. would seen it trimmed to fit the screen, turbulent, green, digested. Then we came to Nam ourselves, imagining that now would see it all, uncut and comprehend. Instead, we found a beast without a name, the stealer of things. Gary Tillery, USAF poet. Rounding the bend of a destroyed temple, we encountered the Army Special Forces soldier ready for combat, a dead comrade near his feet. Symbol number 6, a Green Beret. Highly trained in guerrilla tactics and airborne qualified, is wearing the Special Forces Tiger Stripe BDU battle dress uniform. His fatigues are green, blending with environment, and he is without helmet, jungle movement needing to be swift and silent. No badge appears on his uniform. His boots are American, but may have Vietnamese soles, again for safety in the bush. Our soldiers carries an M79 40mm grenade launcher, new in Vietnam, and a Colt 45 for personal protection. The launcher was used for indirect fire or firing many rounds like buckshot or as small mortar shooting in an arc over a hill. This Special Forces soldier is on patrol, knowing he is in a 360-degree war. There was no front line in Vietnam. The enemy could be all around. His companions would have been 2 or 3 Green Berets and several Arvin troops or Montagnards, native mountain people. Symbol number 7, the shell of a dead man is hard to perceive. His partial body remains probably from mine or booby trap explosion, show war's inevitability. We leave the site with the taste of death, the reality of war. Vietnam War statistics. Return with honor. Motto of American Soldier Prisoners of War. The Vietnam War, 1959 to 1975. 8,744,000 American military in service. 3,403,000 American military in Southeast Asia. 58,229 American dead. 211 Lake and Porter County. 153,303 American wounded, 550 Lake and Porter County. 744 American prisoners of war, 1,942 Americans missing in action. 1 million South Vietnam military dead. The Vietnam War Memorial consists of small reflecting pond and berm along a retaining wall. The plant selections are primarily of lily turf as a ground cover. Rhododendrons, bamboos, and aquatic grasses will be planted throughout the site along with specimen trees and flowering trees to provide shade.